it was like a Hail Mary play. Like I was exhausted. Like I was miserable. I was emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally bankrupt. I had nothing. You know what I mean? Sleeping on my cousin's couch, like hated my job, you know, just had nothing. I didn't have my daughter with me. You know what I'm saying? She was staying with her father. Like I just had no purpose. I was exhausted and literally just drowning in the bottle. Like I called my aunt one day. Like I still have no idea why I did it, but I was just like, dude, I gotta go somewhere and get some help.
Welcome back, guys. Full Belly Podcast. Here we are. We've got new digs. We've got a new setup. I hope you guys like it. It's sort of exciting, like coming back into your friend's house that you've been their friend for a while, and then they cleaned up or something and kind of rearranged the room. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here right now. Same old people. Nothing's changed. You know, you can take the person out of the podcast, but you can't take the podcast out of the person. That's where we're at here, folks. Full Belly Podcast. We're going to keep it going. Yeah. We've got lights all over the place. You can't really see them. We've got TVs on the wall. I'm reading from a script right now. I don't even know what to say. I just make noises as something comes up on the screen. We got clocks telling me when to shut up. We got cameras literally surrounding us all over the place.
It's crazy.
We've got sheets covering up windows. We got a temporary sheet as a backdrop hanging up behind our guests and behind Juan, our co-host. But we're doing it. And I hope that you like it. And actually, I don't even care if you like it because I like it and you're going to like it too. That's where we're at right now. Juan.
Yeah.
Juan Duarte, our co-host, he's back. He's here. He never left. He actually sleeps right there, sitting up exactly how he's sitting right now.
With my eyes open.
Yep. Legs exactly how they are. Hands folded. That is how he sits. That's how he sleeps. He's actually eating right now. You can't even tell.
Yum.
When he exhales like that, he's using the restroom. So he can do everything that he needs to do from that spot. That's where he's at. You don't need to know nothing else.
Nothing else? That's it?
Are you happy to be here?
I'm so happy to be here, man.
How do you like this setup?
I love it, dude. I love it. It's crazy. Like you said, there's backdrops and clocks and TVs and lights. Like, you know, there's things going on in here. Like this is a whole thing.
You did this all yourself though, right?
Yeah. In my sleep.
Sitting right there.
Yeah.
You actually didn't even move. And
yeah. Part of my recovery, which you wouldn't know anything about because you don't really recover all the way.
Oh.
But part of my recovery, and Stevie knows about this because she is like cool with all this stuff too. But part of mine is freaking like moving things with my mind because that's what I do. So I was sleeping like 3 days ago right here on this couch and I was like, we should do this. Josh wasn't a part of it. None of his creation.
Josh, our marketing and media manager, is like the most smart person when it comes to marketing and meeting and podcasts and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, he had nothing to do with it.
None of that. Me and Stevie were sleeping, sitting up like this.
Just like this.
Gotcha.
In preparation for our new studio while we created it.
Understood. That makes sense. It's believable.
I know.
It's believable. It's wild. I've seen crazier things.
Yeah. I hope you recover one day.
I hope I do too. Until then, we'll continue on with the podcast. What do you say?
Sounds good, bud.
I'm really excited to talk with Stevie today. We have a wonderful guest. Her name is Stevie.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
Yeah.
Stevie, are you nervous at all?
Slightly.
Yeah.
But not really, you know.
That's okay. You don't need to be.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are like my guys though, so it's not, you know, it's kind of like being at home.
Yeah, yeah.
More
you're home.
lights.
You're home.
Yeah.
You're home. You're home. I mean, I don't know about you, but my home growing up had sheets hanging up on the windows and stuff too. So this is like normal.
This is normal for us.
Yeah, we're home. Sure. And honestly, even just acknowledging to the camera sometimes that you're nervous, I feel like it's like, okay.
Okay, I got that out.
Yeah, it's out. You know, like the elephant in the room. I don't need to act or overcompensate or whatever it is.
Right, yeah.
We'll get into Stevie's story a little bit more and some good conversation there. Gosh, man, there's a lot of weird things happening in the world today.
So many weird things.
We talked about the Chinese balloon and all that stuff.
It's still going though. Things are still happening there.
Well, yeah, and people are like releasing balloons just for fun to try to like,
because of course,
like what?
Party City, like
Party City is like working with China, just releasing balloons, and they're all different colors now, and they say happy birthday on them and shit. Did you hear that the pilot took a selfie before he shot down the balloon though? Like this is all new stuff that's coming out, and apparently like before, you know how he did a lap, you know the one like they circled it a few times, like that's what he was doing in the air,
flex, though. I get it.
I mean that is kind of cool,
bro. Like like Top Gun, you seen it? Like Maverick floating around, like I'm gonna flex on the world and show him, like regular day, about to shoot down a Chinese balloon. Like
that's terrible,
right? People are checking in at Starbucks and like showing their food and stuff. Right.
And then you just click in.
His story is just showing the Chinese balloon and his finger like on a fucking launch missile controller.
And you're mad at him for that? Like, let him live
a little bit. Let the pilot breathe. I mean, come on, you're just jealous is what it is.
I mean, we don't have it. Our lives aren't that interesting. You
Not even close.
Like, but we would for sure. I know I would. Like, I would be the pilot.
Right.
I'm taking a selfie.
I'd be going live with it.
Right.
I would literally be live shooting down a Chinese balloon.
With me on your live.
Just FaceTiming and living.
Yeah. Tell me when to shoot.
That's got to be against some sort of like flight
for sure
policy or something like that.
Good thing we're not pilots.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
What else is wild right now? Tiger Woods, the whole Tiger Woods situation. Are you guys familiar with the Tiger Woods situation?
I have no idea what's going on right now.
So Tiger Woods, I forget what tournament they were playing in, but recently he did what Tiger Woods did, crushed a ball off the tee, like drove it, and then his, whoever was on the tee time with him came up, who was his friend, like they're friends. They play golf together, but this was obviously a real tournament live,
right?
And did not hit the ball as far as him. So just as any like competitive person would do, shit talking or whatever it is, like they're friends. Right. It's not like it was a disrespectful gesture, but he like very subliminally and subtly handed him a tampon. Oh, not a use. It was in the wrapper and everything. Just one little tampon. You couldn't even see what it was, but from a one very specific camera angle. Yeah. Somebody, I don't know if it was a person or just a publicist or whatever, they got to see that it was a tampon and people went crazy.
Super sensitive.
People went crazy.
Oh yeah. You can't really.
Yeah. You can't pass tampons to your bros when they suck at golf.
And that's essentially what I think people were trying to say is that Tiger Woods was insinuating that women are weak.
Right.
And that the act of menstruating is congruent with being less than
flawed
compared to other people. And so there's a lot of mixed reviews and thoughts about that. What do you think?
Well, because I would like to defer to what Stevie
I'm glad that we have mixed genders.
Right.
Well, we have a lot of diversity happening.
It's a lot of diversity happening right there. For sure. There's a lot going on right now.
Yeah. So we can speak freely.
Yeah, very freely. Well, the truth is, like, most guys, like, have you guys ever seen like the fake like cramping belts, and then the guys put them on and they're like you doubling over in pain, and you know what I mean, they can't take it, and women are just sitting there like,
what up?
Seriously.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not a weak thing at all, but we're just in such a sensitive time in culture. Like, you just can't do and say certain things when you're in front of like a lot of people.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%. That everything is dramatized, if that's a word, where everybody's overly sensitive, especially somebody that has a platform or that is in a position that has either wealth or power or fame or anything like that. If they fart wrong, they're criticized as if
you
fart
at all. Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's true. Yeah, you fart at all. So, but is that fair?
No.
Is that fair for somebody, like, just because they're doing well, they can't go have fun?
No.
And they can't be silly, and they can't, I mean, because I shouldn't say I know, because I don't know Tiger like that. I really don't believe that Tiger was trying to be offensive or oppressive towards women.
He wasn't handing that saying women suck, they're weak.
Right.
And
it's like a bro joke.
Exactly.
Like it could have been an inside joke. Like,
exactly.
You know, something that they
could have been, right?
Yeah, like it could have been an inside
that's
joke.
Their ongoing thing.
And yeah, it just literally was nobody's business. But in today's culture, it got caught right there, on camera.
What is it about today's culture that does that though? Like, why is everybody so soft to everything that happens? Everything.
Because with social media, everybody is able to have an opinion.
Yep.
And not, I mean, first of all, everybody had an opinion, but now
their opinion has more access.
Yeah, now it's just, I can go live, I can post on my story, I can make a status and post pictures, and I can formulate it to, be whatever I want it to be. I can, yeah, definitely just.
No, that's very true. Anybody has an opinion about it. It doesn't have to be based on facts anymore. Like, I think that's very, 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 very true. I look at, but these are some, like, people will never know what it is and what it feels like to be at that level though too. No. Like that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. Well, I'm not talking about being like fame. I'm talking about competing on a professional level, like the best of the best. Like, dude, if you're saying that we can't talk down to each other and like compete. I mean, look at you're sitting like courtside at a basketball game. Like, they are talking so much shit to each other. Like, you can't hear that when you're watching on TV, but it is nothing but degrading and, words that I'm not going to use, but that's what it is. It's competition. So like, my God, however they want to do it to each other, like they earned it, man. Like he wasn't being offensive or oppressive to anyone. I really don't feel that way. And I also I feel like, I don't know. I got a lot of messages because I posted it on my Twitter, and I posted it and I said, who feels that this was offensive? Like, and tell me why, because I can't see it. And I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I do want to know like why you're thinking that. I want to hear these different viewpoints and it was just that it was 3 people. First of all, I got men and women, probably 200 people commented, men and women, and they all said, this is absurd. This is absurd. And anybody that has an issue with this needs to like relax. Yeah. But there were 3 people that had issues with it, and they all said that it was a sign of weakness, that women are weaker than men, and that's what the whole message portrays. And I simply asked them, and again, it's not this when I look at shit, man, I'm trying to like be really practical, right? Not like just straight realistic rather than idealistic. In general, are men physically stronger than women?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't think that anybody would argue that. We're not talking about mentally. We're not talking about the ability to be successful. We're not talking about the ability to lead. We're talking about physical strength. In general, almost 9.9 times out of 10, right? Like a man is, and that's not a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. So is that statement that Tiger is stronger than his buddy there that he hit the ball, is that wrong? Or is it just like you're attaching your emotion to it?
I was just about to say
he is stronger than what he's insinuating is a woman in that position. Not saying women are bad, not saying menstruation is a sign of weakness, not saying being a female is weak at all. I love my wife. I literally look up to my wife as like the queen of everything in my life. I look up to her. I do everything for her. Like women. I love women. The essence of what a woman is and what they bring to the world, right?
Crazy, huh?
So like them too.
Crazy.
But so like those that are going to try to say that any of that stuff, don't even try. Like don't even try, because that's not how it is with me at all. Yeah. Respect the hell out of women. But I mean, come on. It was fun for fun.
Yeah, it was just a joke.
It was for fun.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. No, it's annoying.
Toledo's wild, man. Toledo's getting wild.
Everywhere is getting wild, but Toledo is getting wild for sure. Toledo.
A delivery driver got shot this week.
What? No, I didn't see that.
Pizza delivery.
From who? From where?
I don't know if I just a pizza delivery driver got shot this week. Over off of like LaGrange.
Delivering
pizza. And they have
somebody was robbing them?
Yeah. Somebody robbed the delivery driver.
What if they weren't robbing him and they were just like, you can't be delivering pizzas.
This is my block. Right. I sell pizzas over here.
Right. Yeah.
It's like not the Bloods or the Crips.
Right. Just pizza war.
Cheeses.
Yeah. Cheeses, mozzarella.
Yeah. War of the cheeses, dog.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, everybody knows. I don't know. Everybody knows. I feel like nowadays, but that is not a lick anymore, bro.
It's like, not a thing.
Pizza delivery drivers don't carry around cash. Like when they get to the store, they empty out their whatever. They might have like $20 on them.
Yeah, everybody knows. It was probably somebody young though, but that's the thing though. A lot of the things that are happening is our youth, like the kids.
It's sad.
We're talking 12, 13, 14-year-olds, man.
Yeah.
That are
they don't care about the money.
No,
the story is cool to them.
Yeah,
I shot somebody today, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
And back in the day too, because like, people that, the elders are more mature people, OGs, people that have been around, or upstanding citizens that had respect. Like back in the day, it wasn't like, man, I'm scared of the kids,
Nowadays though,
you're scared of the kids.
You're scared of them.
You know what I mean? You're scared of the kids. So it's like, how do you do something because they don't care? It's not necessarily, they're so disconnected that it's like, yo, it's not about being scared. It's like this person will kill me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like for real. So it's just out of control, man. You're right. It is out of control.
Well, and so there was another situation in Toledo recently where, I think this was also this week. What's that restaurant in the mall? Italian restaurant.
Sbarro?
No.
Bravo.
Oh yeah, Bravo. I heard
husband and wife walking out of Bravo.
Yeah, their car
in the evening. And I think they get into their car and 3 kids. 3 kids came up to them and robbed them. Took the lady's purse at gunpoint. I mean, like, can you imagine just walking out of a nice date with your husband or wife, get into the car at the mall on Sylvania and Talmadge?
Yeah.
Right.
Like cameras all over the place. Yeah. Police cameras all over the place.
What would you do?
Well, I'd give it up.
Dude, I thought about it last night because I was at McDonald's really late last night. And I was like, man, I don't know who these dudes are next to me right now, but I felt weird. And I
ran through the scenario.
I ran through it and I was like, nah, bro, I'd shoot my shot.
Would you really?
I would. Really? I'm that dude though. I'm that dude.
God.
Like if there was like a shooter, I'd be like, I need to help. I'm going to get the shooter.
Yeah, but when you're getting robbed for what? Like, what are they taking from you? You're going to risk your life? A shooter, yes.
So you're a realist and you're practical.
Right.
And I'm an idealist.
And you're completely unrealistic.
Yes. Yeah. And when I was a kid,
you're fighting the shooter over.
I'd like to tell you otherwise.
Over your McDonald's.
I mean, really,
like you're not taking my McDonald's.
Like really, I want to say for real, like more than likely I wouldn't. But there's a small shot.
Part of you.
There's a part of me that's like, yo, we're about to let's play.
Yeah, like I'm with it.
Yeah. I'm for it. Like
I hear you.
That's how I roll.
I feel that way too. I think about that kind of stuff. But then, like when it comes down to it, I'm not doing it, dude.
Yeah,
I'm trying to go home. I'm trying to go home.
I know.
I want to go home.
Yeah. No. Dude, the 4th of July a few years ago, we thought that people were like, there's somebody shooting, and then people were running, and they were running away, and I'm running the other way. Like where? You know what I mean? Crazy. I don't know why. It just happens in me though that way.
Yeah, you should join the military.
I would have done really well in the military. Yeah.
Like growing up where I grew up, you run away from fights because there's, you know what I mean? You'll find guns and, things like that. And so it's just like, you don't want to be, I never wanted to be an innocent bystander. Yeah. If somebody was shooting me, it's because they were aiming for me in particular. Like I'm not going to get caught by a stray bullet. So I get out of there.
Peace.
Gone.
I'm gone. I don't even care to know what happened when I don't want to know nothing.
Depends on the situation for sure. But yeah, no.
But that's just scary today too, that like, it's just so normal, man.
It is.
Like what the hell? Again, what makes it so normal? Like I know, or is it just because, is it news that's highlighting stuff more?
No, I think
like, is it social media?
It is
the fact that everybody has a phone all the time. Think about it. Like, you hear about all these shootings, right? Like you hear about shootings and crime and all this stuff. And I know these things used to happen, but not everybody was able to capture it. So like it doesn't get to the media for us to hear about it, right?
Well, then we're twice removed. And not only that, but then people are insulated by the conversation they're having being at a distance. You know, like if me and you are going to have a conversation, my opinion is going to differ from yours and we're sitting here. It's a lot different than me sitting through a screen. You know what I mean? Like I can't see your emotion. I can't see how you're going to emote. I can't see the effects of my opinion. Like, you know, I can... And also I'm in front of you, you know, like the keyboard warriors is real, man. Like sit down in front of me and have a conversation. It's totally different.
Totally different. Do you think that the news has an agenda with some of the stuff that they put out there?
Absolutely.
Some of the crimes and stuff that they do cover and don't cover. I mean, we hear about crimes against certain people, certain demographics of people more than we hear about. So it's like, why are you continuing to paint a picture that, women are being harassed at an all-time high or black people are being murdered at an all-time. And it's like, dude, if you really do look at the statistics sometimes, like the story is actually completely different.
Because they're minorities anyway. So ultimately they're not going to have, they may have it like, what is it, per capita?
Sure.
But not, you know what I mean? The same stuff is happening literally everywhere. Like it's literally just everywhere. I just think they highlight certain things. I mean, they have their own agenda. You know what I mean? Like they have their own agenda to get people, when you incite that type of rage and people don't know how to control it, don't know how to handle it and stuff like that. And that's just why it's always like, crime after crime after crime, like retaliation. And, you kill my brother, I'm killing your mama. Like, but that's what it does. It just incites that rage in people to constantly see that on TV and on social media all the time.
For sure. I feel like I should lob the ball to you, Juan.
Yeah,
I'm gonna lob it to you. You look like you're ready to talk. You look like you're a little anxious. I don't know if it's because this is 12 hours without a vape or what.
Ooh,
hate you.
First 12.
But it looks like you want the ball, so I'm gonna kick it to you. Pass.
I'm not gonna catch it because I'm going through it. Quitting vaping. Vaping is so misleading. So misleading. It's so great. And easy and
delicious,
accessible,
pretty,
but not
smells
vaping.
Good.
Tasty, smells good, convenient.
Yeah,
do it wherever you need to.
Yes,
you're sucking in a Chinese chemical though you don't even know about. It's fucking killing you. It's killing you. It's actually killing you, and you're wasting money on it. You're paying to die.
Oh, I hate you.
Thanks.
I hate you. Well, dude, you know what happened? So
he's gonna ruin. Like, now I'm gonna go back to the apartment and be like,
I hope I ruined it for you. I really do. Because why? Because I care. It's bullshit. We're literally paying to die.
You don't care. You just can't vape, and you're ruining it for all
for everybody else.
I don't want to vape, dude. I legit want to try to live as long as possible.
No, I want to vape, but I'm not allowed because nobody will let me.
No, dude, if I was like that, I'd be fucking eating tofu and
true.
Running triathlons and shit. Iron Mans or some weird ass shit.
Yeah.
Yes. Iron Mans and some weird ass shit.
Ooh, my God. It's awful, dude. It's awful.
You look good, though. You feel good. I can see brightness in your face.
I feel it, dude. I do, even though it's only been 12 hours. I feel convicted. I feel empowered, dude. You called me a fiend and a glutton.
That is terrible.
Called me a glutton. Said, dude, you're a glutton.
What a way to. Well, I don't know if everybody saw the other video one.
Yeah.
All 4 or 5 of them.
Do you expect anything different though? Because, dude, I don't. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm serious. That's what makes our relationship.
I know.
Our relationships since day one.
Yeah.
Has been calling each other out on our bullshit, dude, and not candy coating it and fucking making it sound real nice and sugar coating it. No, man, dude, this shit's killing you.
I know.
You have 5 vapes in your pocket,
Matt.
That is gluttonous. That is gluttonous behavior, and you're better than that.
Damn it, dog! You already told me this.
No. I'm recapping it because you're making me seem like a bad guy.
I'm not.
And I'm looking at it like, if you have friends that are vaping and you care about your friends, you should be calling them out the same fucking way.
This shit is
killing people. It's killing people. They're paying for it. It's costing them money. Instead of putting it into their own lives or back into their family, they're paying to die and taste some fucking strawberry cheesecake chemicals so that they can be removed from this life sooner than they should. Like who? Like that's terrible, dude. And if you're doing that, and I care about you, I truly care about you as my friend.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'll fucking say it to you every time because I want you to have a life.
Yeah. Paid for by the opposite of Marlboro Man.
Paid for by Philip Morris and the Campbell.
Yeah. That was some fire endorsement, dog. Yeah. No. Yeah. Cool. Anyway.
Right. We just changed the subject.
Thanks, dude.
I don't have anything to say right now.
I'm just trying to quit vaping, dog, because I should. Yeah. And if you're vaping out there, bad for you. It's bad, man.
It's terrible.
You just sounded like the opposite of Tiger Woods. The whole thing, like tampon thing.
Yeah.
Like you were the tampon person. Like you vaping, you put a tampon in his hand.
Bro, it ain't even about that like weird ass shit. It's about like straight up, I want you to be here.
Okay.
It's not about like, tofu, vegan. It's cool. No, it's not. It's not. It has nothing to do with like cool or not, bro. Yeah. It's not about accolades and how many. No, it's about like truly, this shit's fucking killing
man, dude. I don't know where you're spinning accolades with the vapes, dog. Like, yo, you got a vape accolade? Who got vape accolades?
Oh man, you know where I was going with that.
I did. I seen you. I seen you. Either way, man. Either way, I'm not vaping. I'm having a hard time, but I'm okay. I'm like 17 hours in. You know what I mean? So
sweating, huh?
Dude, I feel
palms sweaty,
clammy,
knees weak,
arm spaghetti, dog
spaghetti, vomit on her sweater already.
Yeah,
mom spaghetti,
mom spaghetti. Get it ready. Go down to Mom Spaghetti Warehouse Bistro.
Take the Chevy.
I hope you guys have heard that. If you haven't seen that trend, you should check it out because it's fire. Dude's just wisping away.
Yeah.
Yo, what if we...
Shoot, what the
hell? Yeah, come on.
So far away.
Yeah, I know.
That was fire, right, Josh?
Made me sweat.
That was fire.
Made me sweat.
Yeah, man. So either way, we're here, man. I'm so thankful you're here, Stevie. You've been with us for a while. How long you been with TR?
6 months.
6 months, man.
6 months.
Yeah.
It's been
feels like longer than that. It does.
Yeah.
It seems like it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. It's been loads.
Yeah. Dude.
It's been amazing.
Man, it's been a wild ride though. I think, the what you said though, you've kept your head down and you freaking trudged through. You know what I mean? Like it might not have, because you've been focused. You've been really focused.
Yeah, just like, I don't know, like when I made the decision, I wasn't forced or anything. It was 100% voluntary. Nobody in my life was giving me ultimatums, nothing like that. I don't know. Like, I don't even know why I did it. I didn't have any expectations after detox. Like, then I came here, and like once I got here, it was just like culture shock a little bit. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out where I fit in. It was real awkward. I was anxious. I was withdrawing.
Yeah.
You know, and then eventually it was just like, all right, dude, if I got to do all this extra extreme ass shit to get sober, I better get it right this time.
Right.
Like, no seriously, that was just my mindset. Like, dude, it was just such a crazy beginning period, you know, but I was so exhausted with my life before. So I was just like, I don't have anything to lose.
Right.
You ever been to treatment before?
No, first time.
This is your first time.
Come on,
first and last.
First and last. First and last.
So let me, can I ask you a question real quick? The way that so I always hear people, they say they have to hit rock bottom to get clean. And I always hear people say that they have to want it. Like they have to, they can't be like they have to want it. And from what it sounds like is like you just didn't necessarily know what you wanted.
No.
Like you just like, were like, I'm going to go into this. I don't really know what happens next.
If I could to sum it up, it was like a Hail Mary play. Like I was exhausted. Like I was miserable. I was emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally bankrupt. I had nothing, you know what I mean? Sleeping on my cousin's couch, like hated my job, you know, just had nothing. I didn't have my daughter with me. You know what I'm saying? She was staying with her father. Like I just had no purpose. I was exhausted and literally just drowning in the bottle. Like I called my aunt one day. Like I still have no idea why I did it, but I was just like, dude, I gotta go somewhere and get some help. Like I knew that like just going to an AA meeting wasn't going to.
And did you know about treatment or rehab?
You
didn't know about anything. You just knew you needed help.
Never knew it was really a thing.
I never knew it was a thing. Like my aunt was like, do some legwork for yourself. Like when you wake up tomorrow, if you still feel the same way. And I literally like Googled like alcohol treatment facilities. And I don't know. I ended up talking to somebody. It was a 567 number, but they tried to send me all the way out to Cali and all kind of stuff.
Those Google.
Yeah, Google's
those Google ads.
Man, it was like crazy.
Yeah.
But he was real helpful. And then I think like my dad, like my parents and my grandparents, everybody was like, nah, you not going to Cali, bruh. I didn't trust myself either. You know what I mean?
For only $45,000, you can have 30 days in Malibu.
Right, in Malibu. So yeah, like I had no idea. I had no idea what it looked like, what it was. Like when I was talking, I ended up going to a detox and talking about 7 days blackout, and I'm just like, what is this? Like I was just I had no idea. Nobody in my life that I knew had ever been through it did it, like nothing. So
I think that there's a message in that. Do you think that it's safe to say that like you don't have to want this when you come here? Like this doesn't only work for people that want to get clean. Because I know a lot of people that come and in their first week or their first month or their first 90 days, whatever it is, like they're still fighting the process.
Yeah.
They want to go home and just something clicks and nobody really knows when that's going to happen. But like, maybe it was after detox, maybe it was during detox. Something happens.
Yeah. It took me like 2 weeks to really find like to figure this place out, how it ran, like, you know what I mean? And who I was. And then just literally just showing up and listening. That's all I did. I went to the groups that I was, supposed to go to, things that I never did before. I tried to be very open with the process because if I failed, nobody could tell me that I didn't go balls to the walls.
Amen.
You know what I mean? Like, so for me, it was more like I said, it was literally that Hail Mary, like try. And if I fail, everybody could leave me alone after that. Like I tried, it didn't work. I tried.
Right.
And then it worked by just trying, just showing up every
honest
day.
Effort.
I didn't, just the honest effort. If I only had 20%, I only gave 20%.
It's like that old verbiage in the rooms. Stay clean for 90 days. And if your life doesn't get better, we'll refund your misery. For real? Like go balls to the wall for 90 days. Right. I don't know anybody whose life didn't get better than it was in active addiction.
What's difficult though, dude, is that people that subscribe there and it doesn't work out, like people that are like, oh, I'm going to work this type of program or I've done everything else, it doesn't work. Right. Like people like hold it against whatever it is that it didn't work. So what's the point? Like it's a joke. Being in recovery or anything like that's a joke. Like it didn't work for me.
They didn't work it.
Right.
That's what it is. They didn't do shit.
That's what you said.
They didn't do the work.
Try. That's right.
Yeah. Like I tried.
It's hard.
It was hard. Yeah. I didn't, like I said, I didn't know what to expect. I had literally found out about TR in detox.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
how'd you find out about TR?
In detox, because I was supposed to be going to housing somewhere else,
and just
but I was like
talking about it.
I was it was just like conversation. But it really what happened, I had such a difficult time because I had went to detox on private insurance. So then it was a lot. My situation was a little bit different for people than everybody else because my insurance, it was my first time. You know what I mean? Based off of the therapist and the psychiatrist there, they were like, you don't need any more help. So they didn't want to help me with like housing or anything like that. So I literally was like thought I was going to residential and literally got my discharge papers. So I was like crushed and terrified. I had no idea, but I remembered TR and literally just a Facebook search away.
Wild.
So I hear that all the time too. Commercial insurance is so weird. And some of them just don't pay for inpatient residential. That's what it is. Like certain private insurances will only be carved out for whether it's Joint Commission or a car for credit standalone facility. It has to be freestanding, 1 calendar admission per year, 7 days of treatment per calendar year only, no outpatient authorizations are going to be certified. Like they're just very weird, dude. So I guarantee you that's what happened. And a lot of times they don't find that out until day 7.
Yeah, day 7.
So you're sitting in there thinking like, I actually like this. I want to continue. I want to keep doing this. And then insurance steps in and says, haha, not today. We're not paying for that shit.
Yeah, your
benefits don't cover this. Good luck. Hope you're okay.
That's wild.
That's fucked.
So then for me, it was crazy because I had no idea. So I ended up doing the phone conversation with the intake specialist here, and he took my social security number. He was like, you said you had private insurance. He's like, we don't take that. Well, let me just, he was like, let me just cover all my bases. He's like, do you know you still have Medicaid? So it was really just kind of mind fucky how everything just fell into place for me. because I should not have had Medicaid at that time. You know what I mean? I had been working consistently, making good money for like a year.
Is it odd or is it good?
So it was like a blessing. You know, thank God that the system is a little slow sometimes.
Yeah.
And that part didn't catch up.
Man, don't thank God the system was slow, because there was something else moving through that.
It was supposed to happen, but also
it wasn't the system.
How did the facility where you were at not figure out that you had Medicaid so that they can keep you in that continuum?
I have no idea.
Right.
You know,
that was the thing.
That's a problem, dude.
Yeah.
That's a
They
problem.
had no idea.
Not fully look into someone's benefits diligently to say this whole that makes me really, really sad, dude. Yeah. People are getting overlooked. People are getting overlooked big time. And when we talk about life or death, man, you can't overlook people when it comes to that. That's a simple search.
Yeah.
That's a really, really simple search. It takes 30 seconds.
It's crazy.
And for continuity of care, like, it doesn't make sense for somebody to go somewhere and then go somewhere else. Truly, it doesn't.
Right.
It should be, I've developed a rapport with these therapists, with these psychiatrists, with these group facilitators, with this agency in general. And and if they have that whole continuum, I want to stay in there. Like, that's what they should have done. So I see this ball being dropped in health, not just in addiction treatment, in healthcare. All over the place, but specifically in addiction treatment. It makes me sick, dude. It actually is very, very sad. It happens every day.
Horrible.
I know for me, like, sometimes, like, I have a tendency to make things look a lot better than they are.
I heard that.
And so I'm not really sure if I could have said something different to the psychiatrist, or, you know what I mean? Like, what I could have said for, things to progress in, from detox to, their housing programming. But, like,
are you saying you present well?
I present
good poker
very
face.
well, very good poker face. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, and my bottom wasn't like a lot of my peers' bottom, I was a DJ, and you know what I'm saying? Like, so certain, things that are like outward that people care about, they look at you different because you're appeasing to the eyes sometimes. And it's like, I should be pink slipped right now.
Right. You have no idea.
You have no idea what's going on, you know what I mean, on the inside. And that's been like one of my struggles, here is just learning how to be vocal and say, I am not okay today. Like, I am struggling. That's
so hard to get to.
Very hard.
It's hard to get to.
I didn't have a choice, because if I didn't, I felt like I wouldn't get like the attention that I needed. Like I had, you know what I mean? Like,
or trust that somebody could give you what you were asking, or the kind of support. Yeah.
Like, cause it's like, if I didn't reach out, or if I didn't learn to say that, or I should say practice, cause it's still something I have to practice. But if I didn't, like, I wouldn't have the support.
Yeah. Because,
it's just kind of like, oh, that's just Stevie. She's just, she's good. She's doing the workout thing. And you know what I mean? It's just like, no, come here. Like, talk to me.
I reached out to Matt and I was like, yo, I'm struggling really bad with vaping. He said, cool. I'm joking. He didn't.
He definitely did.
I actually think I may have said something very like that this morning. What did you say?
Yes.
Like, yes.
What did you say?
Like, Matt, I'm having a really bad day. And
he said, I want to shoot myself. Not vaping, ducking is hard.
iPhone.
I said, absolutely.
Ducking.
It gets better, man. You'll be happy.
all happy and giddy.
You didn't even read through the lines, bro. I was sitting there with a freaking, it was locked and loaded. Dog.
Yeah, just real dark time for you.
Right. And then the thing you were scared of, he did to me. And I didn't receive it. So now I just have a poker face. Right now, you don't even know. I'm like this right now, and really I'm like this.
Of course you are.
But I'm like this because you don't care, bro.
No, it's because I know you're so much stronger than you're giving yourself credit for, dude.
See how you did that?
That's what it is. You've overcome so many things in your, and I am not gonna co-sign your bullshit. You'd be like, oh man, maybe you should go get a no-nick.
Sorry, no pity potty for Juan.
Maybe you should go get some gum.
I'm getting a no-nick. Yeah,
I offered him $1,000 if he would stop vaping.
But no Nick was on the table.
No, nothing. No.
What?
No
yesterday
nicotine. No nicotine.
No nicotine.
No inhaling of anything.
You shook on it yesterday.
Nothing.
I'm changing it.
I'm changing it. I'm changing it.
I'm changing it.
You shook.
I can change it.
See how this man does this to me?
Well, what are you going to do?
Who's watching this? You see how I'm changing it?
Well, No Nick, no gum, no tobacco, no pods, none of that stuff.
Oh,
if you quit when was it? Starting yesterday. If you stay off the vape. If you stay off the vape for 30 days, son, I'll give you $1,000. That's how much I love you and I want you to live.
That's a great friend.
If you stay sober off the vape for 30 days and you don't love how much healthier you are, I'll refund your misery with a case of vapes, boy.
Who is Stevie? Who are you? Who is Stevie?
Man, trying to figure that out.
How old are you?
You mentioned DJing.
I am 35. I remember being in detox and just literally said, like, I had a 13-year-old daughter and everybody in there was like, there's no way.
Yeah, no, you look very young.
No way. I'm 35. I'll be 36 in March. So yeah.
Where are you from?
Toledo.
What part?
Like just inner city. Like I went to Central Catholic, private schools all my life.
Did you play basketball?
Like AAU, junior high. Yeah, not so much in high school. I had high school kind of changed things just a slight bit.
Started kicking it.
No, not even kicking it, man. I think I started like struggling with like not having my parents. Like that's when it like hit. You know what I mean? For the first time.
Seeing other kids at a school like that.
Yeah, and it's different when, you know, you go from like an all black private school to then, you know, now like we are the extreme minority and, you know,
Where did you go for like middle school?
It was called St. Martin de Porres right there on what is that, Bancroft, Detroit? So So yeah, like it was just different, you know, your friends live out, you know, now your best friend that you just met, you know, they live out in Perrysburg in this $300,000 house with, you know, the mom, the dad, the two boys and the two girls. And it's just, you know what I mean? It looks real. And that was not my reality. You know what I mean? I didn't have a terrible upbringing at all, but just different from what I was exposed to in high school.
Are you okay? What about your parents? Like,
so I am the child of an addict. Like my father had he had me in the midst of his addiction. And so I don't even know if I could tell you the real age, but somewhere around 3 to 6 months. I was born in Dayton. He came and got me from my mother and brought me to Toledo and was like, I need you, you know, his mom, like I need you to take her while we get ourselves together. I moved out of my grandmother's house at 25 years old. So, you know what I mean?
So you were raised by your grandma?
Absolutely. Yep.
Grams.
Yep, Grams. That's
is there just mad love for your grandma? Are you
absolutely, guys close? And that's the crazy thing, man, is my grandmother passed away when I was 102 days sober.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I remember. You make me cry.
Oh my gosh.
It was insane. Yeah, it was just crazy. I couldn't I still can't believe it. You know what I mean? To be so early in the journey and really just figuring it out. Like that was right when I got my legs up under me. Like I'm working out. I'm killing it in group. You know what I mean? Going to work. You know, now I have like a routine and a schedule. I'm eating right. Like I'm feeling better. You know what I mean? Trying to like reconnect to like the outside world just a little bit, like small exposures. Man, and it just knocked the fucking wind out of me all over again. It was like not like that 102 days didn't matter or it didn't count, but it was just like fuck.
Yeah. You can never prepare for that.
Yeah, there was no preparing. Yeah, there was no preparation.
Yeah.
So
you would have felt the same way with 102 years sober. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like how do you? That's the person that raised you. Yeah. That was like your number one.
Yeah.
So
saved my life ultimately. So
my goodness.
Yeah. So like my parents just never came back. You know, and I was raised by my dad's mom, so he was around, and I knew who my mom was, and she was around when she wanted to be in whatever capacity that was. But ultimately, my grandmother, like financially, you know what I mean, like she supported me for my entire life, like very spoiled. You know, I didn't even realize that like entitlement was like a character defect of mine, but it's just a product of how I was raised. I didn't even wash my own laundry till I was like 22, dude. So it's just like crazy, you know what I mean? So like to even end up an alcoholic just really blew me. Like, and I think that's, you know, I knew I had a problem. Everybody around me knew I had a problem, but I just had a hard time accepting it. Cause like, dude, it's not even Like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like that one moment, like, what the fuck is going on with you? And to come to treatment and have to unpack it all, there was some serious shit going on, and that's why I struggle.
So I don't know about you, but so I'm mixed. And so like being in society in general, I went to St. Francis, and similar feeling of going to what you would describe going to Central. I became the minority and very uncomfortable. And then, asking for help, you're already defeated, right?
Yeah,
like we already feel like shit.
Yeah,
we already feel like we're less than regular people that are functioning in society. You know, like I already can't do what is considered normal and acceptable in our world today. And now I'm going to ask for help, and I'm going to step into a place where I am the most vulnerable I've ever been in my life. My self-esteem is probably the lowest, and now I'm a minority in this in this group of people again. That's how I felt going to treatment. Did you have can you explain if you felt similar feelings like that and how it is? Because everything that we're supposed to do in recovery is to develop connections, and it's hard to do that sometimes when we tend as humans to connect with people who have similar interests or similar upbringings or similar whatever. Right. We look the same, sound the same, dress the same. And so has that been difficult as a gay woman or as a African-American woman in recovery in Toledo, Ohio? Because there's other people out here that are other Stevies in the world.
Absolutely.
For sure. Millions of them that are either not asking for help today because they're afraid of what that's going to feel like, or they have also felt that and had a bad experience and are never going to ask for help again. Right.
Man, it was like, so coming to TR was literally like the high school. It was a culture shock. You know what I mean? Like even when I first got here, they called me a normie because it was just alcohol.
That's hilarious. Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild?
The irony of that.
That's wild.
It's crazy, right? So, but I think like I stayed to myself, you know what I mean? Like I really did, but it took a while, but just first of all, like there's roommates. So I got to be around you every day, you know what I mean? And figure out how to coexist in that space. So, just like I stayed to myself, and then I kind of had to allow my people to find me in this, because I had no idea who, you know what I mean, anybody was. Like I was terrified. Like, what if I get close and they go relapse, or you know what I mean? So like I didn't truly, you know what I mean, no. And then the truth is that there's like I have anxiety and PTSD from being Black, from being a lesbian, you know what I mean? Like, and that's not stuff that I truly figured out till I had to sit in those groups, you know what I mean? Until I had to talk to my therapist and just kind of word vomit and let it all out. And then you're like, oh shit, did I just say that? You know what I mean? My relationship with partying and drinking changed when I came out as a lesbian. And I think it's like, it was like an inner, like I'm fighting myself.
Conflict.
Yeah. Like very conflicted. Like I'm fighting myself. You know what I mean? I have this religious background, so that's not okay. You know what I mean? And then my family, like there's nobody that was openly gay. So, you know what I mean? They're not accepting at all. You know what I mean? Not saying that they didn't love me, but they didn't agree, and probably some still don't agree. Right. You know what I mean? But it's just like, for me, it was like, don't y'all see how bad I'm struggling? This isn't a lifestyle that I would have chosen for myself. Like willingly been like, nah, I'm gonna just be gay because I think girls are pretty. Like the shit that I've had to go through, you know what I mean, to figure me out, you know what I mean, has been like insane. So just in recovery itself, like I just had to really sit back and watch. Like it was my first time. I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing, what I wasn't. I just knew, like, follow the rules. You know what I mean? That was the simple thing. Just do what they tell you to do. And eventually, you sit in group with people every day and you share, and then you figure out that you guys have so many things in common. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, just alcohol isn't a thing because I lived the life of an addict, regardless of what the drug of choice was.
For sure. I can't stand that when people say alcohol or drugs, like that term is very common.
Strangest
alcohol and drugs, alcohol and drug. People who suffer from alcohol or drug addiction. No, dude, alcohol is a drug. It's all drugs. Yeah. It's all drugs.
No, dude. It's ridiculous.
Alcohol and other drugs. Stop, man. Stop separating alcohol from it. It's the same, and it kills more people than anything else.
I was just about to say,
it's legal.
It's a silent killer. Like, I didn't even know until I started doing like the assessments for detox that like you could die from alcohol withdrawals. And I'm a binge drinker. So, you know what I mean? Like, that was like the thing. Even my father was like, medical detox. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody knew where I was. Was I going to have shakes? Like, was I going to have a seizure? Like, was I that bad off? You know what I mean? Or had I binged for so long that this was now going to be my new reality? So it's like, yeah, for people to say that is insane, because like I said, I still lived the life of an addict. You know what I mean? Like,
lived on a couch,
you know what I mean? Shit, I even stayed in a hotel for a while. Like,
you were empty inside.
I was, like, there was nothing. I tell people all the time, if like my friends ask me, I'm no different from the person that shoots up heroin. Literally just the drug of choice.
You just said something that really made me think about something. Your dad recommended medical detox. Do you think, you question about like, I've questioned why things have happened in my life and why somebody had to be a certain way and everything. Like, maybe your dad had to live that life so he could make that recommendation for you. You ever think about that? Maybe he had to know about addiction and recovery and detoxes and symptoms and what can happen and all that stuff so that he could tell you that you should not be doing this at home. You need to go to the medical. You ever think about that?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. So my dad is he's a pastor. He has almost 20 years too. He'll have 20 years this year.
I love that.
And he's a pastor. So, he's very, very spiritual. He has his master's in divinity and he got it in the midst of his addiction, which is just crazy in itself.
Wow.
The brilliance.
That's amazing.
The brilliance. The brilliance.
Just going to graduate school, right? Drunk and high.
Just ripped.
So it's like, so he's like a super spiritual guy. You know what I mean? So yeah, like it doesn't surprise me that was his story, so that it didn't have to be my story. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Like it doesn't surprise me at all. Like I tell him all the time, like from the drunk phone call to today, like God choreographed this. There is no other explanation. Like, and I truly feel like a lot of it centered around God knowing that my grandmother was going to take her final rest, and the amount of self-destruction that would have taken place if I wasn't already sober.
Timing.
Wow.
Would have been insane. I think it was a timing thing.
Wow.
I truly believe that for myself.
You would have gone off the wall. You might not be here.
I truly believe that, like, for me, I know that if I'd never made that decision, it was August 9th. I know for a fact that I would not have made it. Like, I wouldn't be alive, or I'd be dead or in jail. Like, literally, like dead or in jail if I did not make that decision, especially with what was to come.
Dude?
It's nuts.
Man, we wonder why things happen, and it's like,
and who's to say?
The book's been written.
Right,
it's been written.
Yes,
with precision and accuracy, surgical. Like, what if I didn't make this choice?
You did it 102 days before one of the worst things that's probably ever happened in your life.
My life. Yeah.
And thank God that you got your life together, and look, and here you are now.
Yeah, she got to see me sober at the end. You know what I mean? I have some peace about it, a little bit,
And Stevie, you've been influencing people since day one being here.
Man, everybody's like a gym rat around here now,
Yeah. I mean, just in general, she's great. Everybody listens to her.
They do. People look up to you.
The knowledge was always there. I am so shitty at application. And that was my main focus. You can tell me, I could tell you, I could quote scripture, I could do a whole bunch of stuff to inspire somebody else, but when it came time to do it for myself, I just don't know if I didn't care, like no self-value, no worth, you know what I mean? But yeah, I couldn't apply. I just had no application.
Yeah. I feel like that's a lot of us.
Yeah.
I feel like
for sure. We've heard it all.
Addicts are the most creative and resourceful and just amazing
truly
people.
Brilliant.
And if you put that if you apply the shit that we have, these gifts that we have within us in the right direction, man, come on. So talking about some of those gifts, I know that you love to DJ. I know that you love to exercise. I know that you are a leader. I don't know if you know that. I know that you're a leader. But, talk about what's been important to you to grasp onto things when we let go of addiction, who is like our love and everything. That's our comfort zone. It's our warm blanket. How do we find something else to drive us and give us passion and purpose? And then, like you mentioned, just being like watching, you sat back and watched. You just sat back and watched. And so like for the next person that's coming in, if you were to say something about how you found things that you loved and what they meant for you, talk about those, but then also like how important it is to just learn from other people in this and like come in with an open mind. You have not figured this out, I promise you, or else you wouldn't be coming in.
You wouldn't be here.
So like just sit down, open your ears up a little bit, and just be patient.
Yeah, like I think for like new people, like especially like for like if you happen to look like me, you know, it's gonna be different. But don't think that because they don't look like you that they won't get you. Like I found my people in the, you know what I mean? Like in the strain, you know, I didn't think that they would be my people, or you know, you look at us physically on paper, we're not compatible, but that's my person who allows me to hold space here. Like Juan became one, you know what I mean? One of my people, like, you know, like my roommate, you know, like we argue like cats and dogs, you know what I mean? But there's a love there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so you just have to like be open, like don't be judgmental. It's crazy that an addict could be a fucking huge ass critic or like a judge of other people. But you can't, you know, you can't be judgmental, man. You have, like you said, you have to just open your mind, like sit and listen and watch. You know, some people have been in and out of these rooms for years and they don't get it right. And so it's like, let me, you know, when somebody tells me that they got 5 years, I want to know why you went, you know what I mean? Why you went, how you got there. Yeah. And if you relapsed after 5 years, I want to know why you relapsed. You know what I mean? Like I want to know, I want to know everything. So I just listened, like, because my best thinking landed me, you know, as a client for the last 6 months of my life, which just sounds insane. I remember I told my friend that, like, bro, I'm a client. Like, this is stupid. So yeah, just you have to be open to the process, man. Like, and you know, music was my love. Like I used to write and just a very creative person, do poetry and ended up rapping. You know what I mean? Like did some cool things like MTV Sucker Free Freestyle when that was going on, and you know, some stuff like that. So like I knew I was gifted. But I just, you know, the truth is that, man, like I let life just kick my ass. But it's like, it's not that I let life kick my ass. I just wasn't equipped with the right skill set to be successful after all of the things that I had been through, the not having my parents, you know what I mean? You know, child molestation, you know what I mean? Coming out as gay and then a fucking ridiculous 10-year toxic relationship, you know? So like I've acquired a lot of life experience, but I had no coping skills, emotionally unintelligent, you know what I mean? And so the gifts were there, the music was always there, but it would the alcohol always drowned it out. Like who wants to deal with a drunk DJ? Like can you imagine the hand-eye coordination, you know what I mean, trying to get it right? So yeah, like I just couldn't even share my gifts with people anymore because alcohol just came and took over. That was it. That's what I was known for, like hijacked. Drunk Stevie.
Share my gifts with people.
Straight up.
I was a leader, like I was a mentor in high school. Like the person that I mentored in high school is now a mentor based off of our relationship. And so to see stuff like that and just literally have to sit there and be like, well, why the fuck can't I tap into my own power? What is it about me that can motivate other people, but I'm empty?
But you know what? You were frustrated in knowing that, why can't I? You know that it's still there. You know what I mean? Like, you know that, like, I know I have the ability to do this, but something's stopping me. And that's the frustrating part is when you know you have the ability. If you weren't upset about that, that would have told, like, I'm just checked out. Like, this is what it is. I am what I am now, and I'm not. So that I think that's always like a good thing, that when that pilot light was still lit.
It was still lit. I mean? Like you just needed to turn the gas on. And I'm just so happy that you've been able to do that and find yourself and find some things. Like I tell my peers here, like, dude, you just have to lock in. Like, it's not simple. Right. It's not as simple as just saying lock in, bro. Train your mind. Like, you can tell them all of that, but nobody tells you that you have to practice mindfulness. You know, you don't become a great meditator by, you know what I mean? You don't just start off meditating for 5 hours out of the day. You start at 5 minutes. You know what I mean? You make
a decision and there's a process.
You make a decision and you practice. Like that's literally what I just shared this in group. Like I treat treatment like practice. And what is a coach going to tell you? The way that you know what I mean? The way that you practice is the way you're going to play. So that's where my application came in. It was just, like I said, if I only had 20%, I gave 20%. You know what I mean? But it was just like, mindfulness and practicing. When I didn't get it right, it was okay. When I felt some type of way, it was okay. Just do it again.
Listen, I am motivated right now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like this has been one of the most like just real and like open, vulnerable discussions that we've had. Just like straight, like
give me some.
Talking about some real things here, but also so. I remember we went to Hot Room as like a group. Remember that?
Yeah.
We all went to Hot Room.
Fire Juan calling everybody at 6 a.m.
Everybody, we got up at 6 there, got that, and we did the class, and what do we take, 20, 30 people over there or something
still
like
sad,
that.
Man. Yeah.
And I just remember seeing you, like I glanced back, and because I've been going there for 3-4 years,
right?
You know?
Yeah, you're a pro, dude. I remember looking at Matt like,
right.
But that's hard. There's nothing normal about being in that room and in that hot and shit like that. And I was like, this is gonna be a treat for everybody. I'm very curious to see how people respond, and like people were dying. People were just like laying there breathing. You know?
Seriously.
And I look over and Stevie's doing burpees faster than me. I'm like, what is happening right now? You know, and I knew right then, but then I keep seeing you show up. I keep seeing you, I mean, like even volunteering your time for these events and bringing people together through your music. Oh my God. Your stories on social media, just checking in daily. You know what I mean? Like those things are inspiring to people. Like, I don't think you get it. I see that. And I'm like, I love that, man. Like that makes and I'm sitting there laying there in bed at, 7:00 in the morning. Like, should I go to the gym? And I see Stevie's ass in the gym at 7. I'm like, all right, man, I gotta go.
You're putting the famous flex.
Yeah, my famous flex up there,
that's
man.
Real.
But
that's real.
I think for me, like I didn't have a me. And I've always been I've always been able to be the person for somebody else, to motivate them, to get them to figure things out, to be their sounding board. Anybody could tell you they could hold space with me whenever. And that was until the very end of, you know what I mean? Me binging and stuff like that. That's how all the relationships were. So it's just like, if I believe in like each one, teach one. Like I was, like I said, I was a mentor in high school, so I understand how things like that work. Team, you know what I mean? Together, everyone achieves more. So that's why I post the way that I post and I do the things, is because there is somebody that is sitting there the same way that I was sitting there, and they're just, they're scared. I don't want to be around these white people, or I'm not an addict. You know what I mean? Like, I just need to learn to control it. Go ahead, just drink on Tuesdays and see how that plays out.
Yeah, you'll be back. Hopefully.
You'll be back.
Hopefully you make it back.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, so it's like, for me, it's just, you know what I mean? Learn from me. You know what I mean? If you're 20, and then too, like I said, a lot of my trauma came from being a lesbian. So it's like, if there's like young, like LGBT people, like I want, like grab hold of that shit now, because everybody should be in therapy. If you had to deal with being seriously, if you are like gay, queer and all of that, like you should be in therapy. You should have went, or you need to go. So it's like, just like learn from me, you know what I mean? Like, and like I said, if I just can get one person, like my family, my cousin told me, you inspired me, I'm not drinking till my birthday. You know what I mean? So that was like 4 months before his birthday. It's like the little things, but it's just, because once you figure out that you can have sober fun, Isn't been amazing, bro.
It's crazy.
It's different.
Once you figure it out, like DJing sober, that wasn't a thing. that never happened before. But I had a ball. Like, ain't no party like a TR party. You know what I mean?
We kick it. It's good, dog. It's good.
Know. So yeah, man, just and it holds me accountable too.
Yeah, thank you.
What I'm doing.
Thank you for sharing with us and on the podcast. You were amazing. That was really, really good. I enjoyed this one a lot.
Me too.
You.
Legitimately.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want more.
The quality. I feel like that was like.
It was that
was the good stuff.
Yeah. Josh is over
didn't
here
even
like,
turn us
that
off
was
for
uncut.
Nothing.
There was no additives there.
No.
That was the pure.
Yeah.
That was the good. That was good. No, I really, if there was one thing that I took out of that, Stevie said, they might not look like you. They don't have to look like you to get you. Right?
Yeah, they
just because they don't look like you doesn't mean they're not going to get you.
Ooh.
And I think that summarizes recovery in general, man. We are so much more alike than we are different.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why we're here, like inspiring in different ways, reaching out, mentoring, leading by example. I mean, that's what the attraction rather than promotion.
Yeah.
So I am so grateful for you. Thank you seriously.
Thank you for having me, man.
Love you.
Perfect timing too, because I'm, on my way out of here.
We got to do this again.
Absolutely. I would love to.
Going down.
Share this, please. I think that there's a huge amount of people out there on social media that need to see this. So please share our podcast so more people can receive help. You'll have a lot of different ways to follow us on all our different socials. It'll be in the link. It's in our bios on all of our different social platforms. So please like and subscribe on all of our different platforms. I don't know if everybody knows this, but we were actually sponsored by Stevie's protein powder.
Yep.
And I don't really know. God. It's her own brand. I don't know what the brand is. Yeah. I know that you've been working with them mostly, but they sponsored this episode. So I think that it would be fair and right for you to give a good shout out commercial to Stevie's Protein Powder Company.
Yeah, dude. I'm really thankful. I'm thankful you connected us with Biloxi powders. You've been using their supplements for a little while. It's kind of a niche market, so I'm glad that they came to us to try to introduce what they have to offer to everybody else. But for all the listeners, viewers, anybody out there, I want you guys to check out Biloxi protein powders and Sufficient Sense from the sounds of your sites. It's a really cool, interesting way to get sober, but also intact and sober, not just off of drugs and alcohol, but from everything in life. We're talking about full detoxification, then build up through the Biloxi bromance, man. You know what I mean? So if you're looking for a good bulk up, a good pump down, a good get ripped and get around it, then you need to holler at my friend Stevie's good friends at Biloxi Protein Powders. Hit them up right now. They got a pager. The run number is 383-383-383-383-383. And if you're going to get there, you're going to get there right. Text mom, text buy, text home. And you'll get something good to capping out of that. That was a capping, not a happen.
Oh my God.
Because we're not capping. We're happen. So call the number. Hit us on the email, on the interwebs, 333. It's a dark web theme, 333 www.11 Biloxi. Thanks, guys. I'm going to leave that there. So get with us if you're looking for something.
And if you're looking for help, follow us on social, share it on social. We'll be back for our next episode where we're looking forward to it. 419-561-LIFE. Thank you guys for watching. TheTeamRecover.org. Have a good day.